Have you ever heard of treatment-resistant depression, or TRD? It's more common than you might think, and a potential breakthrough study based in Tulsa could really change the game. Dr. Chun Fan is the principal investigator at Tulsa's Laureate Institute for Brain Research and has more on this exciting study. Good morning, Dr. Fan.
Good morning.
You all do incredible work at the Brain Institute. Tell me about this study that was published in JAMA Psychiatry.
Thank you so much. So this study, we look at the gigantic data. This is, we use the data set from a research program called All of Us. It is a large study, have 500,000 people across the United States, and they all share their medical records of their entire life, have million counts of genetic variants. And this funded study by the National Institute of Health, they enable us to have a bunch of data scientists at the Laureate Institute for Brain Research looking at the data and begin to think about what is contributing factor to treatment resistance among patients with major depressive disorder.
When people have TRD, treatment-resistant depression, what are their bodies resisting?
They are resisting of any pharmacological treatment.
So medication just doesn't work?
Yes, somehow, because the first-line treatment for major depressive disorder is antidepressant, like SSRI. This is more like Prozac, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So somehow they have been trying several type of these kind of antidepressants, but somehow it doesn't work at all. They just stop treatment eventually. Yeah.
And so is this common in people with depression where just the pills aren't working?
Yes, so it's surprisingly quite common among people who suffer from depression. It's 30% of people who have depression will become treatment resistant.
There were four, I'd say, key takeaways, the email, as we were emailing back and forth from this study, because obviously it is extensive, it is dense, 500,000 people involved in this study. Genetic risk factors, tell me about what you found there.
So what we found is, surprisingly, it is the genetic risk factor for having a personality trait that you easily get worried and you have negative thinking, that have huge impact on the risk for treatment resistant. Another thing that we found is your cognitive function, meaning that how you make decisions, it also have a huge impact in terms of developing treatment resistant when you've been diagnosed with major depressive disorder.
Interesting. So as we talk about this number 3, which is how do we apply it? Can this be broadly applied, your findings? What are ways that we can start using this information that you all found now, and doctors can start using this information to help people?
We do think this has an immediate impact on it, because think about that. Usually we think about the treatment resistance. It's about, well, you might need to find the right medication. You need to find the right drug. But in our case, what we found is, well, how you make a decision to receive the medication and maintain the treatment is quite important. So have a kind of good discussion between doctor and patients is play a critical role in here. And when you find your patient have tendency to think negatively, you probably need to be more vigilant. You probably need to be more proactive.
Instead of just kind of doing the prescription and every once in a while and just kind of letting it go.
Yes.
Interesting. So a hope for a better treatment is kind of how we ended things here. What is your hope for the future and what you see down the line for people suffering from depression, a very serious illness?
Yes, I think down the road we need a personalized approach, right? Right now it's like one size fits all, or prescribe first line use and move on to the next. If it doesn't work, let's see how things play out eventually, right? But the thing is, you need more personalized touch. You need to know what is a predisposing risk factor, and doctor need to proactively discuss with the patients how to maintain the baseline of use.
There's so much going on there. That was just some of the video that we were showing you from the Laureate Institute for Brain Research. Dr. Fan, first of all, congratulations on this publication, and to JAMA Psychiatry, and many more to you, and keep up the good work.
Thank you so much.